Good evening. We are live. And if this is your first time tuning in, I just want to say thank you and welcome to Passion Speak, where we give those with a passion a platform to speak. And tonight, I have a special guest tonight, as always. Tonight, I would like to introduce to you Laura Armenta. Laura is originally from Mexico. She has been studying movement arts and dance, artistic dance for over 30 years. She has a business right here in Grand Rapids. Some of the stuff that she does is she works with corporate clients, she works with Steelcase, she works with law firms, she has worked with Amway, she has taught classes at Grand Valley State University, at the YWCA, at the city of Kentwood. She has collaborated with organizations such as Artists Creating Together, the Children's Advocacy Center of Kent County, Spectrum Health Hospice. She's done a lot. We are going to hear from her. And I'm Laura. Let me just add you. Welcome, Laura Armenta. Thank you, Laura, for tuning in. Thank you for agreeing to come and talk to us about your passion. And I'm just glad that you're here. Someone has already commented. Oh, heavens. Kaylee, let's just, before we get started, let's just say, hey, Kaylee, you got in here before anyone. We appreciate you.
Yeah, share the love.
Yeah, share the love, hon. Okay, so Laura, you
Yes.
and I got acquainted when I was at Grand Valley a few years ago, and you came through and you were teaching a class there.
Yes.
But most recently, I actually was able to attend one of your classes, right? She said,
Indeed.
Kaylee said, we're looking good. Thank you, Kaylee. We feeling it. And you know, if Laura's in the room, we feeling sexy, honey. Let me just put it out there. Let me just put it out there. And I want to show you, I got to show you the class that I went to when I was with Linda Otterbridge. You know Linda, with
Yes.
Hasu, Hooker
Mhm.
Sister Up. And
Because
so I want to play this short clip from our class that we had. So I'm going to play it.
there you are.
Yes, I'm gonna play it.
All right. Great.
Okay, so that was a class that I
Mhm.
think, Laura, was it an hour and a half long?
Yeah, just about. Mhm.
Sorry, that was YouTube kicking in. Was that an hour and a half long class that we had?
Mm-hmm.
And you taught us right there in your studio. You taught us that class. So, you know, I'm one who, after I got to add my little dip and dive right after I learned it. I kind of didn't really know it, but I still want to give a little dip and dive because
Yeah, yeah.
that's how it makes you feel. But so tell us, what is your favorite, I guess, favorite dance genre to teach, and why is it your favorite?
Well, that is actually a tough question because I don't have a favorite per se. I think it goes more by my mood in every day. Each dance has different textures, different energies, and I personally have a tendency to be more into the dark, dramatic side. So obviously, contemporary dance is my passion. However, I like the contrast. For example, doing Bollywood dance, I find that always been very joyful and playful. So it allows me to have that up and down. I guess it's my favorite of the day per se, not necessarily an ongoing thing. Also, the fact that as I'm teaching different styles, different people come to me. So it's different energy, different exchanges. Um, Belly dancing, for example, would be a more organic, more sensual, and more feminine. As with, again, contemporary dance, it could be a lot of strength and intensity, with a lot of involvement with their emotions, versus West African, the video that you just showed,
Mhm.
a Nigerian pop dance that is more, yeah, stomping on the ground, but festive. So I guess it's kind of like an ice cream flavor of the day for me. As I have trained in multiple dance styles, I am able to pick and choose.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you mentioned West African dance, you mentioned Bollywood, some belly dancing. What else you got? Yoga?
Yeah, well, let me just kind of backtrack a little. It's kind of like a nice circle. I love history, and also multiple teachers since I was very young told me to always go to the source. And my education, my college degree is in contemporary dance and choreography. However, a lot of the contemporary dance techniques that are out there are based in Indian dance, are based in yoga, and truly with the body is kind of just having different dynamics. So early on, I was able to, yes, train my technical aspect of dancing, but I was also very curious to see what else was out there. Um, as I said, I like history, and I also have a great desire to learn anthropology. At some point, I thought I was going to go to college to do anthropology, but then I realized that I could do dance anthropology. So, in addition to all the stage dances or concert dance, such as ballet, different techniques of contemporary dance, or jazz hands, my attraction to the people. That's the dance anthropology aspect, to connect to the source and the essence. And obviously, African dance at large, West African, which is my main training, is is the origin of everything, and everything evolved to now become more stylish. In South America, salsa or merengue have obviously African roots. That is everything based on African. So I just wanted to have an overall training. I love movement. Way back before I officially became a dancer, and that I decided that that was my passion. I used to be an athlete, and I was doing track and field. So I used to be into 200 meters hurdles. So I always like the intensity of movement, and the transition between being a runner, a sprinter, into a dancer is the communication aspect and the the emotion translation per se.
Okay.
So at some point later, I also got into martial arts. So I have trained in capoeira, some aikido, muay thai. That was a lot of fun. Some boxing. Right before the pandemic, I was doing some Krav Maga. So I can actually channel different energies. Obviously, the strength and the intensity of martial arts, and the softness to any kind of dance. A ballerina, for example, the softness of a princess per se. I
Mhm.
myself have never been a professional ballet dancer, but I have definitely a lot of ballet training. So dance for me is a language, and you could say many different things.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you are standing there. Your studio actually is in downtown Grand Rapids.
Yes.
Um, and you are standing in your studio. It is beautiful, by the way. It is
Thank
in the Masonic building
Correct.
on Fulton Street. But anyway, all of your contact information is above us in the video.
Okay.
If anyone is interested, because you are available to do corporate training, to do wellness programs, to do collegiate courses. You can do all kind of classes, and you are definitely well trained, especially when you add in the martial arts piece. Because, I know, and this is getting off just a little bit, but I know that various martial arts, they would camouflage training with the actual self-defense, because many times the government rule would not allow them to pass down martial arts and self-defense, so they would have to camouflage it in dance.
That is the background of capoeira in Brazil, so that it looks like a dance. Participants have to do some chanting and drumming and a lot of down low movements. After 2 knee surgeries, I no longer can do capoeira, but when I was in my 20s, definitely that was my jam.
All right, let me see, we have a comment here. Holly Shipper, Laura is amazing, very good teacher and very patient. Thank you, Holly. Thank
Yeah.
you for dropping in. We appreciate you. So I let me see. I wanted to talk about the corporate side of it, and I wanted to see your studio. Can you?
Oh,
And I know that your lighting is just right, but can you please just show us that beautiful
yes, of
studio?
course. Okay, so here I have a little stage there.
Uh-huh.
That's my computer case. Those balls that I use for exercising for my body conditioning classes. I guess I can give you a tour all the way there. So we have some yoga mats, blankets, some foam rollers that I use for either mobility coaching or for my yoga practice.
Okay.
We have some dumbbells that are hidden underneath this big thing right here. Is my Thai yoga mat. I'm also a certified Thai yoga practitioner. So I do a lot of things. I can move with you or I can make you move. And so this is the whole space. That's the studio. Is big. Ta-da. There's an office on the other side as well. And I'm going to turn into the mirror. That's me moving backwards. So it's a nice big space. Ta-da, my stars. There's really not much to it.
Wow.
It's
It's
just an open space
beautiful.
people can move. But I must say, I'm very excited and proud that I remodeled the floor. This wood floor used to have a carpet. I painted with the help of some friends. So I changed. This used to be a very official Mason room, and I changed it. This is my lobby, but it's in the dark right now. That's my main entrance. I do have a window that faces Fulton. And that's it. So people come in here and we dance or we train. And our Mentality Movement Arts Center is also a space for creatives. So if anyone is also a performer or a holistic practitioner, the space can be available for rent in addition to my classes and my training.
Okay. Holly has another comment. She's saying Laura is also gives an amazing Thai massage.
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
my Thai yoga therapy.
Oh really? So you're available for hire for that as well, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Um, I'm not going to keep you too much longer, but I do want to ask, talk to me about a typical week. Like, what kind of classes are you teaching? And I know that at one point you were teaching on the beach, right?
I'm still doing that stuff. I go by the seasons. Obviously, winter, we have to deal with the snow. So I get creative depending on what's available. And also now that we have this pandemic situation. So for the past 9 years that I have been in this current location, I do summer classes outdoors. I used to only do yoga, but since the pandemic, I started offering all kinds of things on the upper level of the parking lot, the Masonic. Actually, we have free parking. And so that's available to do outdoors classes. Also, we have plenty of stuff going on in here. And every other Sunday, I do belly dancing at the beach. couple of Tuesdays we've done salsa and bachata as well. So it's just fun. And one of the reasons why I'm able to do this is my classes are intentionally small so that I get to know my students and their needs. And therefore, we have the opportunity to build community, to become family. And it's easier to like, hey, today we go to the beach, great. And I like to create events in which we all exchange and share. Once a month, I also do an event for women about the full moon that is more like a meditational uh, grounding event. So it's not always movement, it's about sharing. I personally don't have family in town, so the way I see my students is like my family, my big kid family. And I just love having that sense of community. So I use a lot the hashtag our mentality family because that's how I see it and that's how I want my students to feel when they come in here, to be welcomed and to make this an inclusive atmosphere.
Awesome. So I'm part of the Our Mentality family then,
Right.
right? All
Yeah.
right. So okay, so when Linda Otterbridge from Hasu asked a handful of girls, what we did was we all paid a small fee and we all came to your studio and you taught us that class. So you're available for women's or men's organizations or any organization,
Right.
children as well, right?
Yeah, yeah. We've done birthday parties. I do bachelorette parties. I've had a couple of poetry events as well. So no limits.
Okay, beautiful. All right. Well, I appreciate your time. Are there any thoughts you'd like to leave us with? I do.
Well, I guess two things. Number one is coming out in September. My schedule is going to change because it's new fall season. So check out ourmentality.com because there is new stuff coming. But on the other side is I'm very grateful to be in this community. I'm going to celebrate now 23 years having my business, and it has not been easy, but I also know that people have choices, and I am grateful that they choose me because 23 years has been interesting and evolving, but I'm still here, and I feel like West Michigan has now embraced me and is great. So I'm appreciative of the community at large as well.
So West Michigan has a family also, right? Our mentality is West
Yes.
Michigan family.
Oh,
So
and you know what? Coming up soon, between September 11 and into October, I'll be doing classes in Holland with Arts Council as well.
really,
Yes.
Kaylee says best classes ever. Thank you, Kaylee.
All right. I did
I
not
like.
pay them to say that.
No, you didn't pay them. You didn't twist their arm. I've been to the class. I know it's nice. I know it. So I appreciate it. Okay, Miss Laura, I appreciate you. You can be found everywhere on social media. I was like, seriously? She is everywhere. So, especially on Instagram and all your links are right there above our announcement. So I appreciate you coming and talking to us, and we love you and thank you for the family hug. Thank you for taking the community as your family. I appreciate that. And until next time, we'll see you in the dance class.
Thank you.